This meeting of the Movie Council is now in session.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, movie fans, after a long night of battling it out, trying to figure out what the top 10 gangster mafia movies are of all time, the Movie Council has spoken. And like we talked about in the intro, when the Movie Council has spoken, that is a fact.
Yes.
Okay, that's what everyone has to know.
100%.
This is what we do for a living. Okay,
Mhm.
we rate movies, we judge movies, and what our opinions are then eventually turned into facts. Right?
Look
Just
it up
like
in the
these-
book of facts, baby.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like we talked about in the intro. The funniest movie of all time is The Naked Gun. That's a fact because we worked that out. The best movie villain of all time is the Heath Ledger Joker. We worked that shit out, and we've worked this shit out tonight. So if you're watching this video or if you're listening to our podcast tonight, you will hear the top 10 best mafia gangster movies. We're going to do it right now. All right? You boys ready?
Bring it.
Ready.
Here it is. Coming in at number 10 is Donnie Brasco. DP, you had this 6, I believe, on your list. Why do you have it here? What do you love about this movie?
Dude, this movie, it holds up to this day. It's got some amazing performances from Al Pacino, from Johnny Depp. It introduced the world to Forget About It,
Yeah.
which I mean is stuck ever since. They explained to us the difference between a friend of mine and a friend of ours. Great film, great performances. I love it, and it holds up to this day.
All right. Perfect. At number 9, again, we're stretching what a gangster movie is, but I think it does make sense. Number 9 is Boys in the Hood. AJ, you had this number 5 on your list. Boys in the Hood. I know it's one of your favorites.
It
What do you love
is.
about it?
It is. It boasts tremendous performances from Lawrence Fishburne, Cuba Gooding Jr., Morris Chestnut, and Ice Cube. It's one of the finest films depicting life in South Central LA in the 90s. It's dramatic, intense, and well acted. I'm a huge fan of this film.
Love it. Such a good flick. For those who didn't hear before, I had it on my list as well. A little higher up. I'm sorry, a little higher up. So I think I had mine at number 9. So great flick. At number 8 on the official Movie Council gangster movie list is Gangs of New York. I had it as number 7 on my list. I absolutely love this movie. One of the best performances in a storied career of Daniel Day-Lewis. Just unbelievable. And like we talked about, it's a Scorsese movie, so it has to be a gangster movie.
Right?
It's brilliant. It's loaded with stars. It's a little long, but it never feels long like we talked about. Just a brilliant flick. If you haven't seen it, go see it. All right? All right. Now, number 7 on the official. This is going to be the 1987 The Untouchables. A couple of us had this on there. DP had this on his list at number 5, so we really love this one. DP, what do you love about it?
Yeah, it's just one of those movies I grew up with. Iconic lines in it. Great performances from Sean Connery, Kevin Costner, and De Niro as Al Capone. Just he really captures it. Yeah, great story. A little, over the top, but it was perfect for its time. And just amazing scenes all throughout. Like every scene is just like epic, and the movie delivers. And I've loved it since I was a little kid, and I love it to this day.
I had it high up too. Absolutely love that movie. Classic. So at number 6, we have the Brazilian movie City of God. That's number 6.
Hey-o.
Marky, you had that 4 on your list. What do you love about that flick?
So this movie, it came out in 2002. I would have seen it probably a few years later. But this would have been one of the first movies that I had seen that was an international film that really stood out to me. It's really powerful. It tells a story from a place I've never been, but yet it felt relatable. And these actors that I have no idea, have never seen them in anything else, do such a good job that they just pull you in. You forget you're watching a movie, and you just get engrossed in this tale of tragedy. So it's just a classic, hard movie of a crime thriller.
Yeah. Again, I watched it last night. Great flick. So definitely deserved to be on there. All right, number 5 is going to be Reservoir Dogs. Now this showed up on three of the 4 lists here tonight. AJ, you had it at number 7. Obviously, it's a classic. What do you think about it?
So 1992's Reservoir Dogs is Quentin Tarantino's first foray into major filmmaking. And wow, he came out the gate strong, didn't he?
Yeah.
He puts together an incredible ensemble cast led by Tim Roth and Harvey Keitel, and tells the story of a jewelry heist gone wrong, and everybody is up to the task acting-wise in this film. It's so quotable. It's so amazing, and it's so rewatchable. Love this film.
Yeah. So, another great one. All right, at number 4, kicking into the trilogy here. Obviously, we shouldn't even call this a trilogy because the third one is horse shit. It's run over twice.
Like the epilogue you don't need to read.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah, burn that shit. But it is at number 4. We have The Godfather Part 2. That ended up on most of our lists as well. For me, it was my number 4. I think it was most of our number 4s. But,
like we all had it number 4, yeah.
Something like that. I'm not sure if...
oh, no, Marky had it. Marky didn't have it.
Just because I haven't seen it in like however long it came out.
But obviously a great movie, won tons of Academy Awards, unbelievable performances from Robert De Niro. Obviously, Al Pacino's great. Has some great Fredo lines in it that we talked about.
God,
Fredo's got some. I'm smart. I mean, it's just really
not dumb like everybody says. I'm smart and I want respect.
We've decided that the Godfather 1 is better, but I mean, this is still an absolutely brilliant movie that we all love. So, all right, 100%. At number 3, this was the first one that showed up on all 4 of our lists, and this is going to be AJ. Should I say it the way you like?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
This is The Departed. All right. This is all of us are on there. This is number 3. Marky, the one non-Boston guy. Love this flick. What do you think?
That is interesting. Thank you for picking me for talking about this. So, The Departed, 2006. I mean, these are the years. I was born in 86. So this is like when I first start to kind of really start to pay attention and gather an appreciation for movies, right? So I'm seeing Leonardo DiCaprio, Jack Nicholson, like all this massive fucking cast that's on board here, and I'm seeing Matt Damon play a role that I didn't know he could do. He's playing this like turncoat bad guy. Alec Baldwin plays like this shifty piece of shit. It's just so much to unpack, and you've got Martin Scorsese at the helm that's delivering this awesome story. This movie's always had a place in my heart, and maybe it's why I have such an affinity to you pieces of shit, because of this Boston story. I mean, what can you say? It's a Martin Scorsese modern mafia, modern organized crime masterpiece movie. It's just told so well, and everyone dies at the end. I just love a tragedy.
Yeah,
it's kind of nice.
So yeah, so we were all in agreement on numbers 1 and 2. Not surprisingly, let's be honest.
Right, everyone knows they're coming,
of course. And at number 2 is Godfather Part 1. So obviously, like I said, like we talked about earlier, the Godfather 2 definitely got more acclaim, it seemed like. But for me, Godfather 1 was just a more perfect story. Just didn't outstay its welcome. Everything was just, it's like the perfect movie. It was wrapped up with a nice tight bow at the end. And of course, there's that amazing final scene. You talked about DP. You love it, don't you?
That last scene with Michael sitting in the chair and the door slowly closing, it shot perfectly. Just the look on Michael's face, like it was just so perfect all around, like a great movie, like not a single wasted scene.
Yeah,
it's a pretty long movie, yet not a single minute is wasted, which is really impressive. Yeah.
And AJ, we had actually talked about, maybe we do an entire episode breaking these movies down. You love Godfather 1, of course.
I do. And the one thing I'm sure it's been mentioned, but I don't think we've highlighted because we've talked about this film a lot tonight, is the casting that was done here. Marlon Brando, Al Pacino, James Caan, Robert Duvall, Sterling Hayden, Police Captain McCluskey, for crying out loud. Sterling Hayden was in The Killing way back in the day with there was a Kubrick film, which I guess could also qualify as a gangster film, but he's that guy has been around for ages. But anyway, so the casting was just top notch for this film.
Marky, I know it was you got to The Godfather a little later in life, but
Right.
maybe it was better. You love it, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, it's
He
one of
loves
those
it.
movies. It's one of those movies that I had heard about a million times before I actually got to watch it, right? So you have all these expectations, but then you finally see it, and it's one of those few times where I've seen a movie that it's met or exceeded what I was hearing the hype about for. I mean, god damn, how did he pull that shit off? Francis Ford Coppola?
Yeah.
God damn masterpiece through and through. Like AJ said, it's pretty long, but no wasted space. Doesn't feel like it. It's
right.
just it's
like
it's
I said,
perfect all the way.
perfect movie with a great little bow. I mean, it just really
Yeah.
what a masterpiece. So the only other thing that could possibly beat that masterpiece, and I think I don't even know why. I mean, obviously it's a great movie. It's just there's just so much to it. It's so multi-layered, and that is our number one gangster movie of all time because the movie council said so. And
Official.
that of course is Goodfellas, right?
Yes, sir.
AJ, you could go you could go on you could do a TED talk on Goodfellas, couldn't you? Like you could be
I actually think I could. Actually, that's an interesting. It's an interesting comment there. I think I could.
We've been talking about that movie forever. I mean, we never get old.
Right? No, I love it. I could just for fun sit there with my bros, all you guys, and do a whole episode on this and dissect every scene. Like I would love to do that. You guys, can we do that?
Yeah,
that would be amazing.
We'll do that some night.
I'm
take
down.
a million notes on that movie.
Love this movie so much. I love all the performances, the subtle ones, the big loud ones like Joe Pesci has in this, but the more subtle ones I love too.
Why would I say I'm okay, Spider?
Right.
Spider, you prick you.
So even like Polly, I forget the actress name that plays Polly. He's got
Paul Sorvino.
more of Paul Sorvino, yes. So he's got more of a subtler role in the film, and he plays it brilliantly. And I can't say enough about this film.
Dude, that whole "F you pay me" part, like that voiceover is just so brilliant.
Yes.
And
R.I.P. Ray Liotta.
Interlaid over you watching the restaurant go kaput. And what do? You light a match. So
remember they're lighting it like Tommy and Henry just lighting it like it's no big fucking deal. They're just talking about he's trying to get him to double date.
Can you believe it?
We'll go juke rod. We'll go with Italians. They're just like you in that fucking mouth. Like it's such a common thing for these guys to do. It's amazing. So, Marky, Goodfellas fan.
Goodfellas, yeah, absolutely. It's my number one too. I mean, that's
all of ours.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen Godfather. Maybe if I watched it more recently, I might bump it up. But I don't know, man. Goodfellas still that's just it's the king. Like it's up there.
It really is. Yeah.
It's always gonna be there. We're just talking about how there was no wasted scenes for the Godfather. How about this one? I mean,
none.
Yeah, it's so solid and such a solid fucking cast. Just in the narration we had mentioned earlier in this episode, the heavy lifting by Ray Liotta.
Right.
Not only is he the protagonist, but he's also the narrator. So for the full runtime of this movie, I mean, how many lines does he have? How many?
2 hours and 25 minutes, guys.
Yeah. Amazing. We've heaped so much praise on this movie, and we have still get to even bring up how brilliant Lorraine Bracco is.
Yeah.
I mean, my
Terrific,
God,
yeah.
that whole like she actually has a little voiceover stuff too. That whole, and I gotta
That's right.
admit, I was a little turned on.
Yeah.
Hide this for me.
Yeah.
No one's asked me to hide a gun before.
Right, she
Oh,
does all that
scene
when
was
they're doing.
brilliant.
So
She
badass.
does other voiceover too. Remember when
Mhm. Yeah, she
the
has a
cops
couple
come
here
in
and
for the search warrant, and
Mhm.
she talks us through all of that. Her wedding, she talks us
Yeah.
through her wedding.
That's right.
Mhm.
What about
all
when Henry
that.
stands her up? What do you think? You're some type of big shot, Mr. Frankie Valley or something?
Yeah.
Such a great
You know,
scene.
Ah,
I
which
love all the
led to
guys are out front. They're like,
brilliant date.
oh,
Yeah, the date
I think
scene with that tracking shot as they walk through
yeah,
the
yeah.
kitchen
It's a
and
classic.
they
Yeah.
Copied so many times.
Yeah.
Right. That's
I
how you know that's
consistently
flat.
copied.
That's a sincerest form of flattery. Like
Yeah.
to copy that. That's been copied many times.
Oh, that
Mhm.
follow scene.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
absolutely.
with what TW just mentioned, when she comes charging at him, like,
Yeah.
you gonna stand me up? What are you, some
Yeah.
sort of big shot? That scene, it feels so candid, and I think that's a lot of charm in the movie. Is
Mhm.
that it doesn't feel overacted. It feels
Right.
very like almost like one take,
Never.
very natural.
Mhm.
So much of
That's
it.
the magic of
Jesus.
Scorsese.
And
Right
here's
there.
the
I'll
thing.
tell you.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Like he just knew what he was doing in those particular scenarios.
Yeah.
Like
He was
just
at the
knew it.
height of his powers right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
It was, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yes, height of
really
his
great.
power.
100%.
Yeah.
So I mean,
100%.
we could seriously do this all night, but we have
Mhm.
our top 10. I'm just gonna say them again really quick, just so it's
Yeah.
official. All right,
Mhm.
number 10, Donnie Brasco. Number 9, Boys in the Hood. Number 8, Gangs of New York. Number 7, The Untouchables. Number 6, City of God. Number 5, Reservoir Dogs. Number 4, Godfather 2. Number 3, The Departed. AJ.
Thank you.
Number 2 is Godfather 1, and of course, that's a unanimous decision tonight. Goodfellas is the number 1 gangster movie of all time. So,
Mhm.
really great list. I mean, that's a list of heavy hitters right there from 1 through 10. So,
Yeah,
really
I'm sure
great
you'd be
list. I'm proud of that list.
I
Yeah, I'm
am
sure.
too.
And nobody would be surprised to know that many lists have got the Goodfellas or
Yeah.
either Godfather as number 1. Like
Mhm.
I think it's for us it's a no-brainer, but for many
Great list. Love
probably
it.
a
That, we're gonna
no-brainer.
take that list and throw it in the vault. All right. It's
Yeah.
gonna be
Yeah.
so.
You know,
I
we
agree.
took the scientific method and
Mhm.
we have proven what is the best gangster movie of all time. No one else
100%.
needs to question
Don't
what
don't,
we've
And,
done here
don't ever
tonight.
Google that shit again.
No. And can I just say, if you're watching us now on YouTube and you want to know how we got to this top 10, go check out the podcast. You can get it at, anywhere you listen to podcasts, Spotify, Apple, Amazon,
SoundCloud.
wherever.
Yeah.
The places you listen to podcasts.
There's
You
a
can
million
find us.
places now.
Yeah. Find us, listen to the podcast, and hear how we narrowed this down to these 10 movies. You'll definitely enjoy the podcast. So thank you.